Hi, hello world, how are you? I am Samantha Darling, for those of you who don't know, and this is my channel, Samantha Darling Speaks, and I am here to help you. I'm here to help you connect to yourself, I'm here to help you stay emotionally stable, and I'm here to help you navigate life with grace and strength. One of my favorite quotes that I have written from my book Ladder to Lightness is, "We cannot stop the waves of life from crashing down on the shores of our souls, but we can learn to ride them with grace and strength." And that's what I'm here to do for me, and that's what I'm here to do with you. And I want to take a moment and thank all of you who've given me donations for the videos. I really appreciate them. They're so well used. I buy beautiful foods from the earth to nourish my body, and I just want to genuinely thank you for tipping me, for loving me, and for sharing your abundance with me. It's how we're meant to do things. Thank you. So today's question in the series of Ask Samantha a Question and Get Some Great Answers is, how can I navigate death, loss, and extreme grief? This is a powerful one. This one came from a client that I worked with yesterday. She had someone in her family unexpectedly pass away, and she did the exact right thing and called me immediately to talk with me about it, to get some help, to get some support. And then she came over and we spent a few hours together, and I taught her what I'm about to tell you now, and she's going to take this information home and use it and also share it with her family. And that got me thinking, maybe there's some people out there who want to know what I taught her. So here I am, I'm going to tell you. So the first thing that we want to talk about when we're going through death and loss and extreme grief, the first thing that we want to talk about when we're speaking about death, loss, and extreme grief is, what does that mean, right? Obviously, it can mean the death of a family member, a close friend, someone that you know, someone that you love. But it can also mean the death of a pet. It can mean the death of a job. It can be the loss of a path in life you were going to take. It can be the loss of an idea that you were holding on to for a really long time that you've now decided to let go. It can be the letting go of anything that you are attached to, right? And as humans, we're meant to get attached. We make connections, we make attachments, we form families, we are in families, we form commitments with people, we form commitments with jobs, we form commitments with ideas of things that we think we want to do. And when those things come to an end, it can be very challenging to navigate. It can make us have sleepless nights. It can make us have low appetite. It can make us have an extra strong appetite, overeating, undereating. It can cause anxiety. It can cause depression. It can cause anger. Yes, it can cause a lot of anger. And unprocessed anger is not a good thing to have. Unprocessed anything is not a good thing to have, just so you know. Feel your feelings. That's what we're here to do, is talk about how to feel your feelings and then keep going and moving through life with grace and strength, right? And so the first thing is that you want to maintain emotional stability through grounding. Now, I did a very detailed video on what grounding is, how to do it, and a bunch of different ideas of how to do it, and that's 2 videos back. So you can just go back and check that out. And I'll talk a little bit about it now, but if you want an in-depth talk about grounding with lots of different ideas that some of you may have not heard of before, definitely check out that video, because it's really just a pot of gold of information. Even people that do what I do have listened to it and they're like, oh, I totally forgot about that one, or that was such a good reminder, and so if you're familiar with it, it's even still a good reminder. Go check out the video I have on grounding. It's about 30 minutes, and you can fast forward about 5 minutes if you want to skip the story. And so grounding is the first thing that you want to do. And grounding gives us the opportunity to maintain emotional stability. When we are grounded, we are emotionally stable. When we are grounded, we are emotionally stable. When we are going through death or loss or extreme grief, grounding can sometimes not be enough, right? Grounding is putting our feet on the earth. Grounding is taking a few deep breaths to connect to your heart, to connect to your body. Grounding is running your hands underwater. and connecting with the earth that way. Grounding brings you into your body, so you are connected to your soul, to your soul and your body are connected. They are one, they are grounded, right? You know how batteries, they get grounded with the two different, the positive and the negative, right? And that's the same thing that we need to do to our bodies to stay working, to stay charged properly, to stay grounded. Okay, so that's your first step, right? But what we're here to talk about today is, what if that isn't enough, right? Because oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes we are overwhelmed. We are overfull of emotions. We have so many emotions that we cannot process them quickly, fast enough. We can get choked up on them. We can have digestive issues. We can have sleep issues. We can have anxiety. We can have depression. We can have anger. We can lash out at people. We can want to isolate. We can want to overconsume alcohol or weed or food or shopping, or all these kinds of things that we do to self-soothe, right? And listen, I've done all of those things. I'm talking from experience. I have done every single one of those things. And the thing is we're human, right? This is what we do, is we reach outside of ourselves for something to comfort us. But what I'm here to help you with is figuring out, or teaching you how to comfort yourself, how to lean on yourself, how to become strong within who you are, so you don't need to reach out to food or alcohol or something outside of you that in an overindulgent way is not good for you. Okay, so what do we do after we ground, but that's not quite enough? What do we do when we're overwhelmed with our emotions? Well, it's actually really simple, and it's built into our bodies to do this, but when we grow up, we actually get conditioned and programmed out of our natural tendencies to heal ourselves. We know how to do this, and what we have to do is be 4 years old again. We have to scream and we have to shake. The answer is scream and shake. Now, what do I mean when I say that? What I mean is, go get in the car, shut the door, and scream your bloody head off. Scream and scream and scream until you can't scream anymore. Scream until you're crying so hard that all the emotions come out, and let them come out. Scream and cry and shake your body, right? And think about when you were 4 years old and you were very upset about something. Maybe you ran to your room and flung yourself on your bed and pounded on the bed and kicked your feet and yeah, that's what we're supposed to do when we're very, very, very upset. And the thing is over, I don't know when, but I haven't done the research on that, but at some point in all of our lives, we were told, oh my gosh, don't do that. Shh, stop, settle down. Let me, stop crying, or I'm going to give you something to cry about. Maybe some of you heard that like I did, or, maybe whatever the reason is, however it happened, when we were children, many of us got shut down from expressing our emotions in the natural way that we were meant to. So there's a couple of suggestions that I want to give you is, like, let's say you work in a restaurant and you are overwhelmed, right? And there's so much going on. You go in that walk-in cooler, shut that door, and scream your bloody head off. Nobody's gonna hear you. I promise, I've done it a bunch of times. But seriously, go in the walk-in cooler. You can use your car. Another thing that you can do, if you are able to go swimming, is you can scream underwater. I've done that a bunch of times too. In the ocean, in the pool. I don't know, maybe you could do it in the bathtub. But taking a bath is actually another good grounding thing that you can do, right? But here's the thing, think about when you're navigating death and extreme loss, right? Does taking a bath, it's like, I could take a bath, but it's not really gonna help that much, right? That's the stage that I'm talking about now. The one where it's good, but it's not good enough. We need to keep going, right? So there's a couple other things you can do. You can dance your feelings out, right? You can, I'm sorry, I got stuck on that. I was trying to think of a certain word that wouldn't come to me. But what I was almost gonna say anger, right? And if you are going through the death of a friend or a family member or a relationship or a job, you might actually be going through the different stages of grief, and one of them is anger, right? So you want to get that out of your body and not let it sit there, right? And if you think about like the traditional tribes that we used to live in, they would have a funeral and then they would all sit around a fire together, which was very cleansing, and they would dance and they would pound their feet on the earth and they would pound their sticks on the earth and they would sing with emotion and let it out, and they would cry in groups and they would hug and they would hold each other. And this is actually what we're meant to do, right? And if you have the opportunity to get a group of people together and do this healing together, listen, I vote for that. Go for it, right? But in this day and age, most of us are going to be doing this on our own. We're going to be alone. We're going to, unfortunately, we feel silly, we feel embarrassed, we feel vulnerable expressing deep, extreme, powerful emotions in front of other people. And so if you don't feel like that, good for you. Go out there and scream your head off in front of the world. We need more people like you. But even me as a spiritual teacher, you know, and I teach this, I still enjoy processing my feelings in privacy. I really do. I do most of my healings with other shamans in one-on-one situations. So I'm going to teach it to you for you to use in your own way, right? You can go into nature and be by yourself and scream out there and pound on the earth out there and jump up and down. You can also put headphones on and jump up and down and dance really hard and put on something that draws up powerful emotions out of you, something emotionally triggering, to be honest, because what we're trying to do with this tactic is to purge the feelings out of your body in a gentle, natural, easy, and free way, right? You've got to get the feelings out of your body, because if you keep them inside, they will turn into sickness. They will turn into anxiety. They will turn into depression. They will turn into lack of lust for life. They will eventually turn into sickness and colds and headaches and even stronger digestive issues, or if gone unprocessed for very, very many years, it can turn into things like cancer and autoimmune disease. And I know this because I had that. I had that happen to me, and I'm speaking from experience. I'm actually going to take a moment and read to you straight from my book because I wrote it so well, it warrants a good share right now. So what do we do when the grounding we usually do isn't enough? We scream and we shake. We scream in our cars on the way home from the hospital. We scream into pillows when we wake up scared and sweaty from our nightmares. We scream until we cry, and we let those tears flow out. We scream until we can no longer stay awake and must lie down for sleep. We shake our arms and pound the bed with all our force. We have a literal tantrum and shake and pound the earth until we are free of the angst. We put on music that feels like fighting, and we fight the air with our entire bodies. This process has been part of our natural healing since the beginning of time all across the world. It is part of our humanity. The creator of humans built everything we need into the earth's experience. We just have to do it. It's free, it's simple, and it works. Yeah. Use this modality for any pressures you collect. Scream in the walk-in cooler at work. Scream while you're hiking. Pound the earth with your fists sitting by a fire. Stomp your feet in the grass and let Mother Earth heal you and comfort you as she is designed and delighted to do. Don't let it get stuck, because as we learned, none of it will go away without your attention to it. Feelings do not fade. And that is from my book, Ladder to Lightness. If you want to get this, it's on Amazon. It'll be linked below. This book is a treasure of wisdom beyond, and it will support you in your navigation of life with grace and strength. That's 100% guaranteed. And so that is my video for today. How do we navigate life with grace and strength? We ground, we scream, we shake, we cry, we let it out, and then we take a nap. So if you want to work one-on-one with me, want a little bit more help, a little bit more personalized information or personalized guidance, I'm here for you. I work one-on-one with clients. I also have, like I said, this book, Ladder to Lightness, which is a DIY program. It has coaching, storytelling, and a journal all in one to help you navigate life with grace and strength and be the author of your own story. And if you liked my video and you want to tip me, please feel free. The PayPal and Venmo links are below. I will use it to buy myself some really healthy food from the earth and nourish my body with joy. And if you want to just check out my website, you can do that too. I've written a couple of books. I've got some great videos on this channel you can check out. And if you're watching this video and you're navigating a loss, please accept my condolences. I am so sorry for what you're going through. I hope this video has supported you. I hope this video has given you some tools that you can use, and I hope that you'll use them because they do work and you can share them with your friends. We were intended to do this. Scream, shake, cry, and then take a nap. Give yourself some grace, give yourself a hug, and I'll be here for you.